listening to some of your other interviews, you were in sales and just wasn't happy. When did this dream as a rapper start? And probably early ages of like 13, I heard. But when did you really think it was going to become more of a real thing you can go after?
I never thought it was going to become something in a sense of like, I wanted to be that, but it was so hard to break into the industry. As I said, like internationally, that I just said, keep going, keep going. You don't know what could happen. Um, I started like really getting into like poetry and writing maybe at around 13, 14. I started getting into like raps, like seriously at about 17, 18. And then to put it in perspective, the song popped off at 29. So 13 to 15 years down the track is when I got my lucky break. And one thing I've always said, there's a difference between successful people and unsuccessful people. And the difference is successful people don't give up. It's as simple as that.
Wow, that's a good one.
Well, it's very simple, but it's true. Like, I mean, you
Well, those are the
either,
best ones, aren't they? The ones that are simple and true and just, just
yeah.
yeah, fuck, that's true. You gotta
Yeah.
keep
So
at
for
it.
me, like I didn't travel. I didn't perform in the like 11 to 12 years that I was trying to figure out my sound. I never traveled. I went to Thailand at 19, and the rest of the 11 years I didn't go anywhere internationally. And I just, worked full time, as you sort of brought up before, in sales. I did sales ever since I got out of high school, and I just did studios at nights and on my days off.
So you said early on you were like 13 when you were looking at lyricists and poets. What were some of the early inspirations at that time for you?
Well, I started religious rapping, believe it or not.
What's religious rapping for someone
Like
like?
rapping about God,
Okay,
rapping about God. And
are you still religious?
I wouldn't say I'm religious. I would say that I'm conscious though. If
Okay.
that I don't really be a dick to anyone. I try and be a nice person. I don't go to church anymore, but yeah. I could be more religious, but I could definitely be like anyone can be more of an idiot, but I try and just keep my stable ground and be like who I am and what's true to me. But for me, like my influences were very big, like G Unit. I was a huge G Unit fan when
Well,
they came
that was
out.
after that was past religious rap, right?
Yeah. Who knows? And then Kanye, Eminem, and
Right.
then I transferred. In my early 20s, I really liked Kevin Gates, who I got to do a song with, which was crazy. So for me, like, yeah, I like everything. My dad made me listen to the Beatles, Deep Purple,
Made you
Daddy.
listen to?
Like, well, I mean, if I'm a
Nah.
kid, you know what I mean.
Oh,
Like
right. No, I
yeah. So like
totally.
when
As
I
a
was,
kid, you don't want to. You want to listen to the cool shit. You're like, oh, come
yeah,
on, Dad, you're gonna show me this shit again. I
yeah.
got you.
So Deep Purple, Carlos Santana, the Beatles were like my top three.
Fuck yeah.
I went to like both of those concerts, which was cool. Deep Purple and Carlos Santana when I was young. And I think those type of things open my eyes up to like different sounds and different ways you can do music. Like even if you rap, you don't have to just do rap. It can be like a switch and swap of like melodies and styles, which I think for me was very important because with my music, I story tell a lot, or there's always a meaning or some type of topic in it, and I like sticking to it. So yeah, thanks, Dad, but no thanks, Dad. I don't listen to that stuff anymore besides the Beatles.
Well, everyone's got to listen to the Beatles still. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they did everything before, but like you mentioned earlier on those. What was it like 17 years if I did the math correctly between like
Mm.
17 and 29. That's not the right math, but whatever that math is between like 17 and 29. Uh, you didn't play. You only went to Thailand the one time. Where'd you go into Thailand, and where? What kind of gigs were you getting while you had the
I didn't
regular gym?
perform once.
Not at all.
I
Not
I
even
didn't
locally.
perform.
Like
I didn't perform once in 15 years.
15 years. That's okay.
Yeah, from 13 to like 29, I didn't perform at all.
Shit.
Yeah, so like when Astro popped off, it was when people say your life did a 180, my life did a big flip. that I
Right.
had to adjust to. So it was very difficult, but now I'm getting there.
Get, I think you're more than getting there, but you are. I mean, you did throw yourself right into the fucking fire, so
I
to speak,
literally got
right?
thrown into the deep. My song was about rolling down in the deep, and I got thrown into the deep.
Wow, man. Well, so what were some of the hardest adjustments for you? I mean, I've had a more gradual career. I started, at 18 years old, and I'm 37 now. Still hoping to keep it growing. But what was, what are some of the hard things getting up in front of that many people for the very first time, not even having very much amateur background?
Like anxiety played a massive part in it all. Like I say I'm an omnivert, which is I can be extroverted or I can be introverted. It's like my decision. It depends on the scenario and like where I am and who I'm around. But for me, anxiety played a massive, massive part when the spotlight went on me. Like all these people, yet Mars Wolf, you're doing this 8 Zooms today on interviews, the next day 13, the next day 15. Like it just it went from like it's crazy. Like you work for something so hard and then you get it, but there's so much around it and it like tires you out. And 3 months in LA of like constant studio sessions, and this is all things I'm not used to.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like it was like, but the one thing I kept saying to myself was, Harry, which is my real name. I'm like, Harry, if you quit once you got everything you worked for, you are the biggest bitch I've ever met. That's what I kept saying to myself, literally. So every day I just kept pushing myself, just to go to the next day, and that's how anxiety and depression is, which is what Astro is about. Like, it's just okay. I got through today. I can get through tomorrow.